Assuming President Trump can withstand the political and now life-threatening attacks of his adversaries, he's going to be president in 2025. After this weekend, it seems inevitable. The eyes of the American public are now wide open to just how far some are willing to go to keep him out of office for a second term. While the motive behind this attack remains relatively unclear, the extreme rhetoric leading to the ultimate assassination attempt is unmistakable.
Take a look at what happened.
What is clear is that the force driving Trump is bigger than just one man. This image will become the most iconic symbol of American defiance and the call to fight for what you believe in. Unlike iconic pictures of the past, where we, the American people, were fighting adversaries abroad, this one is the former president running for re-election, fighting the tyranny, the lies, and the aggression at home of a political machine he is attempting to regain control over. Before I dive into how this moment in time impacts your money both now and well into the future, let me take a moment to say this. I'm an American. If you're watching this, you're likely an American as well. My question for us is, what do we stand for? What are we willing to die for? And probably the most important question of all, what are we willing to live and to fight for? My heart goes out to the Trump family and the family of the victim, Corey Comparator, who died shielding his wife and his kids from the bullets at the Trump rally. There is no place in a civilized society for the violent rhetoric that ultimately led to the assassination attempt on President Trump. One of the reasons why so many Americans, including myself, have become disenfranchised by the political process is that it has lost nearly all accountability to both the Constitution that it is meant to uphold and the people that it is intended to represent and serve. This channel is relatively new. If you're watching it right now, it means you're one of the very first people to like and follow this channel, and I want to thank you for your time and attention. But because this channel is new, I want to take a moment right here and right now to make it abundantly clear on what I stand for so you can determine if it's even worth your precious time and attention to follow me. I am committed to personal freedom. This channel is dedicated to empowering you with money as a tool to regain your personal freedom. Anything that threatens, erodes, or destroys freedom is what I stand against. I believe that as Americans, we can unite on the one core value that this country was originally founded on: freedom. Wealth is a multiplier, not a divider. When you create wealth in your own life, you create wealth in the lives of those around you, which ultimately lifts up your community and the country and ultimately the world as a whole. We live in the wealthiest time in human history, and that is completely based on the freedom of wealth creators, empire builders just like you. People like you that want to lift, create, and grow. Freedom, my friends, is the American identity. It's not about political platforms, gender, race, or anything else that the media wants to distract us with. They're all important individual identities and individual values. But the only way we stand together as the United States of America is by remembering the vision that started the whole thing: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Government is meant to defend and protect our individual rights to pursue our best life. This, my friends, is freedom. Collectively as Americans, we can all link arms together and unite again on this core value. Freedom is the American identity. Under the umbrella of freedom is the topic of money and how it is used as an individual tool to buy back one's time and attention. If freedom is the American identity, then financial freedom is the American standard. This is the American dream, that you, no matter who you are or where you start from, can learn true financial principles. You can then use those principles to serve other people, to make more money, and to gain ownership over your time. This vision of what America could be has been almost forgotten, or at the very least abandoned, by many who lead and sadly by most who follow. But it does not take much to wake this dream back up inside of us, because freedom isn't given, it's already yours. As stated in the Declaration of Independence, freedom is an unalienable right. And the right and the role of government is meant to protect, not grant, the freedom that we have. Throughout history, and now as history seems to be on the verge of yet again repeating itself, the American government has been on a slow but accelerating rampage to undermine, to remove, and to outright destroy the freedom it was designed to protect. This is done through excessive wars, spending, legislation, and many other ways. But perhaps the most egregious form of the government confiscating the freedom of the American people is through the out-of-control system of taxation. America was founded on the idea of low tax and small government, but today we have taxes on top of taxes on top of taxes and yet even more taxes.
Where's all your money gone, Daddy?
Many economists believe that the average American worker works until late May or early June just to cover the massive tax liability that they face throughout federal taxes, state taxes, sales tax, and every other kinds of tax tacked onto the American public. My friends, this is not sustainable. This is not what America was founded on, and it is not freedom. But there is a way out from the burden of taxation or anything else that would steal your wealth from you. This channel is dedicated to empowering you with your money to buy back your time and to become the solution to the American problem. I believe that financial freedom is your obligation, an obligation to yourself, to your family, to your God-given dreams. God gave you the dreams that you have so you would do what is necessary to achieve them. Your dreams are the answers to someone else's prayers. And if you stay asleep to the dreams that you have, someone else's prayers and ultimately their problems go unsolved. That's why you've been given talents that come so naturally to you. The only way you find a sense of fulfillment in your life is by using your talents in the service of other people. Donald Trump is the leader that America needs right now. Why? Because he stands against the machine that is destroying freedom for every single American. Because despite his past or even his present, he is willing to do whatever it takes to stand against the corruption of an out-of-control political machine. Despite every conceivable challenge thrown at him, he has stood tall, he has defied the odds, and he has gained confidence, support, and momentum. This is not about left or right, Republican or Democrat. It's about you and I and our dream and the right to ultimately be free. I stand with Trump because he is the leader America needs right now to fight the system of political oppression that we all face. So I invite you to also rise up with me and become free. Learn how to create value, to make more money, to keep what you make, to eliminate and reduce taxes inside of your life, and to ultimately achieve the American dream. When you achieve the American dream, you prove that it's possible. No matter where you're starting from, you prove that it's possible, not just for you, but for others as well. Now, my friends, back to the point of this video. Hi, I'm Ryan D. Lee, a non-traditional financial strategist. I help people take control over their money and ultimately their life by creating a passive income machine so they can achieve financial freedom in 10 years or less. Now, I live what I lead. I've done it myself, and I've now helped hundreds of others do the same. And with the right mindset and strategy, my friends, I know you can too. If Donald Trump becomes what is likely to be the 47th president of the United States, what does this mean for you and ultimately your personal finances? While the future is inherently uncertain, the period leading up to and beginning his presidency is likely to be marked by significant volatility. When it comes to volatility with your money, most people think of risk. So let's take a moment to define what risk actually is. Todd Langford, a mentor of mine, defines risk as variation from the expected. Now, we can look at this in a few different ways. Most people don't like to experience a loss, even though it's part of the inevitable process when you choose the stock market as your method to grow your money for retirement. So let's talk about negative variation. This is when your portfolio declines from balance A to balance B. Every loss erodes people's confidence in the future, and it serves as a reminder of the lack of control over the investment plan that they are using to secure their desired future. Today, even before all of the political chaos that we're facing, many economists have been forecasting a market downturn due to the strong economic headwinds that the American economy is facing. Here's just a few notable predictions. Henry Dent has predicted a significant market crash in 2025, potentially surpassing the impact of the 2008 financial crisis. Dent suggests that the current everything bubble, as he calls it, is fueled by artificial stimuli, and it could burst, leading to a drastic decline of up to 86% in the S&P 500 and 92% in the NASDAQ. Now that's crazy. Gary Shilling, a veteran Wall Street economist, anticipates a recession caused by the weakening labor market by the end of 2024 or even into early 2025, which he believes could lead to up to a 30% drop in the stock market. John Hussman, the president of Hussman Investment, compares the current market conditions to those preceding the 1929 Great Depression. He's forecasting a potential 65% crash in the S&P 500. But these forecasts, they're not new, and loss isn't the only definition of risk. If risk is variation from the expected, then the upside of this variation is called gain. If you believe your investment will yield a 10% return, but it triples your expectations and returns 30%, you have experienced the upside of risk rather than the downside that so many people ultimately associate with risk. They only think of risk as loss, but risk is when you put your capital at risk to where it might go down, but it could also go up. So if the future is unpredictable, and it will likely be even more volatile in an election year with heightened political tension, what should you do with your money? After all, your money represents both the time you've already traded to earn it and the tool required to buy your future time back. So what should you do? Most people, when they think about the concept of investing, they think about who they can give their money to or what they can put their money in to get a good return. While growing your money is good, I want you to consider that the best investment you can ever make has nothing to do with what we've been told investing is. Now listen, my friends, if you're finding this video or any other videos valuable on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video, because friends, they don't let friends retire broke, and if we're gonna rise up for freedom, let's rise up together. So back to the question, what if you got your money off of Wall Street and started investing on Main Street instead? On Main Street, we know something about investing that Wall Street will never tell you. Investing starts with you, not who you give your money to. Instead of being so quick to give your money away and hoping for a distant future return, consider investing in an investment that has the highest return and upside possible, yourself. Most people think that their biggest investments are the things that they put their money into, hoping one day for a profit. But the moment you start focusing solely on investing in assets at the exclusion of yourself, my friends, you've lost the game of money. Money must first be made before it can ever be invested. If you focus first on how you can make more money, then the game of investing becomes infinitely easier. In fact, if you invest every single year in your ability to create more value and solve more problems, you will never be broke again. You'll know how to solve any financial problem because you can make money. The question I constantly ask myself is, how can I create more value or solve more problems for who my boss is? So take a moment and think about your boss, whether it's a boss in a job or it's the customer that you serve inside of the business that you run. Who is the person ultimately in charge of giving you money? And ask yourself the question, how can I create more value or solve more problems for that person? If you ask and answer that question over and over and over again inside of your life, you will become skilled at making money. And if you can make money and save at a reasonable percentage relative to your earnings, investing then becomes easy and financial freedom becomes inevitable. Once you master the game of earning more money, then the next best thing you can do is keep the money that you make. Before Wall Street, there was a concept in personal finance called savings. Savings is different from investing. It's about protecting your principal and getting an adequate return without risking your capital to future loss. Savings are about liquidity and opportunity. Right now, some of the world's best investors are moving their money to cash. Why? Well, listen to what Warren Buffett said in his most recent address to Berkshire Hathaway investors.
But I don't mind at all, under current conditions, building the cash position. I think when I look at the alternative of what's available in the equity markets and I look at the composition of what's going on in the world, we find it quite attractive.
Warren Buffett is prepping for a staggering $55 trillion storm that has been brewing in the stock market for the last 15 years.
When you're liquid in times of uncertainty, which we are about to face as an American economy, you can see and seize the opportunities, while others are running scared or losing money in the process. The best place I know to fight back against Wall Street and the big banking system is what I call the vault. A vault is a uniquely designed, overfunded whole life insurance policy. When set up appropriately, it reduces life insurance costs and maximizes your cash value. Inside of the vault, you have a place to store your money that's completely off of Wall Street and off of the IRS radar, meaning you eliminate one of the greatest destroyers of your wealth, which is taxation, both now and in the future. Many people don't know this, but life insurance is one of only 3 places that you can put your money that qualify as a tax-free safe haven for growth. The other 2 are Roth IRAs and municipal bonds. But unlike the other 2 options, life insurance contracts are set up to maximize cash value, giving you a place to store and grow your money, backed by contractual guarantees from some of the most successful private insurance companies in our country's history. Companies like New York Life, Mass Mutual, Penn Mutual, and One America. These companies not only guarantee your return, but they also pay you a portion of the company profits as you become a part owner in a mutually owned life insurance company. These policies are protected by contracts that are private and protected, giving you a place to store your capital completely off of Wall Street, completely private and completely protected, and earning a tax-free return every single year, compounded for the rest of your life. The best part about these contracts is your cash value, the The money that you're building up in these accounts can be used as a private line of credit. So when real investment opportunities arise, as they inevitably will during these economic uncertain times, you are completely liquid and your cash can be accessed in a moment's notice to seize the opportunities and to make your fortune. My friends, your money represents your life. It's the life you've already traded and the life you want to buy back. America is the land of opportunity, and financial freedom is your obligation. To achieve financial freedom, you must start with yourself. Become the person who knows how to create real value and real solutions in a world full of problems, and exchange those solutions with other people. When you make money, you are exercising your American rights and strengthening the economy. Then, to honor your investment that you've made in yourself, give yourself the gift of keeping a portion of everything you've made, both now and into the future. When you can make and keep money, you've solved 80% of the financial problems that you will ever face in your life. When you are liquid, you are free. Free to make different decisions, free to pursue a different career path, free to take time off to be with family and friends, free to reinvest in yourself and increase your earning potential. My friends, freedom is the American identity, and financial freedom is your standard and ultimately your obligation. My friends, thank you for watching, and remember, you are here to exercise your freedom to build and live a life that matters. Be the solution to the American problem. We are the empire builders, and we are the ones who live free. I'll see you on the next video.